ko. So, pag tiningnan nila, napakarami mo namang asset, ito lang ang kita mo. Doon po ang determinasyon kung ang isang public official pwedeng sampahan ng anti-corruption. Kasi may presumption po yan eh. If your assets are not commensurate to what you are receiving, then there is a presumption that it is ill-gotten. So, ito po ang diferensya dito. Dito pa lang po sa pinakita na may diferensya talaga yung SALN ni Chief Justice Corona at saka yung kanyang income. Ito po yung dapat na i-explain, no? Hindi din naman natin alam kung yung 31 million na nandun sa PS Bank account niya, yung 34.7 na binayad ng city sa Manila sa Basagidote. Wala pa pong ganon. Hindi pa po natin nakokonekta. Hindi pa nila nakokonekta. So, yun po yun. Hindi natin alam.
Meron po tayong katanungan mula kay Don Carlo Macario ng University of the East. Don?
Gusto ko lang po itanong kung if ever po na mapatunayan na yung mga asset po ni CJ Corona are ill-gotten, ano po yung mga kakaharapin niya na pong legal matters?
This is talking about beyond the impeachment.
Yes,
Beyond the impeachment. Ano daw po yung mga consequences in law? Siguro, sino po ang ate? Si Attorney Balmes.
May ano po kasi sa ating saligan batas na hindi ang impeachment is limited only to removal and prohibition from holding office. Pero hindi po iyan na hadlang para siya ay mapatunayan at makasuhan later on ng anumang kasong kriminal. Kasama na ho siguro dito yung una, yung Republic Act 3019, Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, at yung maaari pa po yung ibang mga kasong kriminal na maaring i-file.
Mula naman na sa Facebook, mayroon tayong katanungan para kay Andrew Masigan, galing kay Luke Q. Even with the impeachment trial going on, bakit po kaya pumapasok pa rin ang maraming investors? Do they see the impeachment trial as a positive move of the President?
Wow, Luke, that's very perceptive of you, ano? Yes, to answer your question directly, it is a positive move na nakikita ng buong mundo that our democracy is working at nakikita ng buong mundo na itong ang ating Pangulo ay talagang intent and determined to stamp out corruption. And that's a big thing. That's a big thing. Like I said earlier, it's all about perception. And the general perception and various journals and rating agencies have validated this, is that we are seriously getting our act together, not only in terms of stamping corruption and policy, but more importantly, sa pamamahala ng ating finances. And because of that, our credit ratings are going up, our economic indicators are improving as a result of that. Kaya, and on top of it all, meron tayong democratic processes that are working, no? So all these play together to give an impression that we are a country that is, well, slowly getting to where we want to be, at least in terms of our medium-term development plan.
Okay, mula naman din sa University of the East, si Kate Miguel. May katanungan, Kate?
Tatanong ko lang po, wala po bang paraan para mapilit na mag-appear si CJ Corona sa impeachment court para masagot yung mga akusasyon laban sa kanya?
Mapilit na tumestigo na humarap sa impeachment court.
Sino?
CJ Corona.
Well, sa Constitution natin, meron tayong right to speak. Pero a very important part of the right to speak is right not to speak. Kaya ang suspect o akusado may karapatan not to say anything. And his silence, as a rule, cannot be taken against him. Pero kung ako nakitang lumabas sa isang kwarto, may tangang smoking gun, at may nakitang taong patay doon sa loob, then the burden shifts on me to explain. Kung I am in possession of stolen property, kailangan ko rin ipaliwanag. Bakit nasa akin yung... In other words, dito, it's very important na magsalita either, husband or wife, para ibigay nila yung kanilang panig. Dahil, like I said, as biased as we are, pag nadinig natin at maganda at convincing yung paliwanag, we can change our opinion. As of now, talagang nung maging midnight appointee yan, talagang ako anti-corona na. To me, de facto yan eh. Hindi yung de jure, yung everything okay. I have always said to my classes na ito de facto dahil ang istorya ng prohibition against appointments within 2 months up to June 30, dahil dun sa karanasan natin noong 1961, 350 midnight appointments by Carlos Garcia. Si Macapagal, Administrative Order number 2, ninali pa yun. Pero nung bababa na siya noong 1965, 4,000 naman yatang midnight appointments ang ginawa niya, including that of my own boss, Din Feliciano Jover Ledesma, was appointed to the Court of Appeals. Pero ninalipay din ni Marcos. Kaya ito, palagay ko, kaya inilagay sa Saligang Batas ng 1987 na no more midnight appointments. Kaya itong midnight appointing ito, does not really deserve that kind of sympathy dahil hindi niya pinagpitagana ng Saligang Batas. Kaya to me, if he goes, well, bye-bye na eh. See you later.
Ito mukhang ang usapin dito yung professional decency and integrity ba? Whether that was 20 years ago, ethics, ganon. Gusto ko tanong kay Andrew. So Andrew, how does this help yung maging professional sa Pilipinas to have that professional decency ba? Yung sense of decency and integrity na pag mga ganon, although legal, pero sa tingin natin hindi ganon kaganda, dapat hindi na tinanggap.
I agree. In fact, I want to second what Attorney Tolentino said earlier. Now, the best case scenario is on grounds of moral decency and integrity, resign na lang, di ba? For the good of the country. If that happens, that is really going to be the best case scenario for the country because it sets a new bar for all the people working in government. Na ngayon, iba na talaga. And what it will do to the image of the country abroad will be just phenomenal, no? So, how important is it? Incredibly important, even in the private sector.
Okay, balikan natin yung ating PTV New Media Desk para kay Roxanne. May nagtatanong po si Jango C. mula sa Twitter. As someone who graduated from the US, if this impeachment trial is happening in America, do you think this will last this long and why?
I think it will last long because depende din yan sa ebidensya na ibibigay din sa states. And like I said, syempre iba kasi ang sistema din sa Senate dun sa America, so it will take a while comparing here.
Salamat. Tawagin naman natin mula Senator Sigisag. Sige po.
Yes. Dahil lang karanasan sa Amerika, malinaw, yung kaso ni Clinton, tinransmit ng House December 19. Nag-umpisa ang Senate Impeachment Court doon January 7, 1999. February 12, tapos. Kasi doon, ang pwede lang magtanong si Chief Justice Rehnquist and got 150 written questions from the senators. Pero dito, lahat pinapaporma eh. Kaya, tama si Miriam, tanggalin niyo ang radio TV, tapos tayo in 1 week. Pero hanggang may TV, talagang 15 minutes of fame, pinag-aagawan yan eh. At dito, I mean, I'm really sad to have young people observe the senators not showing what to me is an unwritten qualification. They should show breeding. I mean, paggalang, pagpitagan sa kapwa, binabastos nila, iniinsulto. Eh, mga bisita nila yan, sino ba sila? Sila, public servants, tayo ang bayang makapangyarihan. Wala silang karapatan na tayo yurakan. Yan ang nangyayari, no? Mga bastos sa senador, eh. Walang breeding.
Speaking po of perception, may gusto pong may katanungan po si Michelle mula sa Lyceum.
Thank you. I just want to ask, what are your reactions regarding the surveys that are coming out right now pertaining to Mr. CJ Corona?
Surveys? Well, to me, as I have always maintained, I agree with Douglas. More speech, not less. Kung gusto ng grupong ito mag-survey, gusto ng grupong ganun, let them go ahead. This is a democracy. Kaya kung sino man na maglabas yan, hindi kaya nating busalan yan eh. Kaya, sige lang, I mean, more power to any of these survey groups, whoever gets hit. Dahil meron dalawang ginagalang, meron din mga fly-by-night dyan, di bahala sila.
Just to follow up on the issue of the surveys,
Ito kasi,
Mark.
tapos itong kanina lang, itong nananawagan ng mga, itong surveys, they're in favor of impeaching Corona. Tapos meron dito sa atin, ang posisyon, Cathy, ay mag-resign na ang Chief Justice.
Tapos meron pa itong pulse survey na lumabas nitong isang araw lang na nagsasabi na, I think it was 47% na nagsasabi na guilty daw itong si Chief Justice. Gusto ko itanong kay Attorney Ifurong, ito ba mga survey na ito, dapat po ba talaga kinokonsidera at pinapansin ng mga senator judges sa kanilang pagdedesisyon at pag-assess ng mga ebidensyang inihaharap sa kanila?
Sa akin kasi, yung survey, part of the freedom yan, no? But sa impeachment, immaterial yan. Kasi yung, ako, for example, ako na lang, isusurvey mo ako, hindi naman ako nakikinig araw-araw sa impeachment. So, how would I know the evidence of the prosecution and the defense? So, how much more yung mga hindi lawyers? Yung mga sinurvey nila, ito ba, araw-araw bang nakikinig sa impeachment? So, I don't think they have the proper basis or the facts to say whether the Chief Justice is guilty or not. Tsaka with respect yung kanina, parang gusto kong mag-comment din doon sa like decency, ano. Sorry to say, parang ang perception ko naman sa decency sa gobyerno, maraming matatanggal dyan or dapat marami nang nag-resign. Maubusan tayo ng bureaucrats. Sa kung yan ang batayan natin, yung decency, di ba?
Hindi ba mas okay yun?
Mas okay yun.